All right, you all know my first guest, hugely popular and talented actress. Her films include When Harry Met Sally, Courage Under Fire, Kate and Leopold. Her latest film is called Against the Ropes. It opens everywhere February 20th. Please welcome Meg Ryan. Good to see you.
Nice to be here. Hi.
You have great taste in clothes. I would
Do you
buy
think
that.
so?
I would buy that for my wife. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. Well, that's my judge.
Well,
That's how I judge.
That's how you judge?
Yeah.
Well, you
If
know,
I see
Mavis.
something and I get something for my wife and I go, shoot, that's very pretty.
Jay told me earlier that his wife was a Nobel.
No, never mind. But
Okay.
She got nominated, but she didn't win.
Okay, but still.
Got beat up by that weasel Jimmy Carter. But anyway. But you look, Chrissy. I love all the little buttons. That's
there's a
half
lot
the
going
fun
on.
is the buttons, you know.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Half the fun?
But anyway. But enough. Again, it's Creepy Jay. Welcome to Creepy Jay. Now, this movie, you did a wonderful job. You play a boxing manager, right?
Yeah. I play Jackie Callan, who is the first woman to ever successfully manage a middleweight boxing champion. She had 6 champions. And
wow.
I'd heard about her, and I thought she was really impressive, and just for that alone, right?
Yeah.
And then I met her, had a lunch with her, and she brought all these scrapbooks with her, and showed me pictures of herself with all her boxers. But you know, she always made sure that her outfits matched her boxers' trunks.
Oh.
It's like from there, and then there's pictures of her having her like nails drying by the ring, you know. And she's a real character in the midst of this really, really colorful world. So it's a lot of fun to play her.
Now, were you a boxing fan before this? I mean, did
No.
Yeah, you don't seem like a fight fan.
No,
I mean,
not even remotely, but
have you ever been punched in the face? Have you ever? No, probably not.
No, I'm
You ever
thinking, but
fought
no.
another girl? In the schoolyard, fight another girl?
No. But I did go, when I was researching the movie, I went to go see a boxing match with Jackie in,
okay.
It was in Simi Valley, and it was in the parking lot of a Target. It was really, you know.
Well, that's not a boxing
no,
match.
But this is how they start, which I had no idea.
Wait a minute, I never heard of this. So
No?
you go to by the dumpster at Target.
You can go almost anywhere and see a match.
What was this, a street fight, or was this
No,
legit?
no, it was, you know, they had a ring set up. The people are, you know, kind of wheeling their stuff in and out of Target and opening their trunks and putting it in. Anyway, that's where I saw my first girl get knocked out.
Oh, these were 2 girls fighting?
Yeah.
Oh.
And literally, the whole self just turns off. I mean, it just, like, lights just really seriously go out.
Did you find yourself getting, like, kill her?
Yeah.
Were you, like, frightened by it? You get into it?
No, I kind of got into it.
Oh,
I don't know, it was really strange.
Oh, yeah, the
then
inner Meg.
afterward, what?
The inner Meg.
Inner Meg came out. But no, then after I finished the movie, I started really getting into it. And I went around taking a lot of pictures of boxer. I don't know, I did this road trip with my friend, and we went up to Big Bear to take pictures of Shane Mosley, and pictures of Mr. George Foreman, and then we ended up in Vegas, where I got some pictures of Mr. Tyson.
Mr. Tyson?
Yeah. Which
you got into Tyson's
I somehow got into his
dressing room
while he was preparing for this. He was right before. Are you a boxing fan?
Yeah, I loved it. My dad used to be a boxer, so I kind of like it a little bit.
Your dad was a boxer?
My dad was a boxer.
What kind of boxer?
Oh, he was an amateur. The Bronx Flash was my dad. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking? I'm talking 1929, when my dad was 19.
Was he a lightweight, a featherweight?
Lightweight. My dad was a lightweight.
He was a lightweight.
Lightweight.
Oh, so. Did you ever box?
Oh, Miss Heavyweight,
Yeah.
listen to you. My dad could kick the hell out of you.
Actually, those lightweights are fun to watch, actually.
No, my dad.
Those are faster than the bigger guys.
My dad was very fast. My dad was. Why is that so funny?
I don't know.
I'll tell you a funny story about my dad. My dad actually trained when he was 65. A guy in the office was picking on him. And my dad was so mad, he went home and he worked out for 6 months because he was going to fight this guy. But he didn't want to know the guy he was training. He didn't want this guy to know he was training for it. And the guy came in, and my dad in front of him, boom, decked him, knocked him out. So
knocked him out cold?
Knocked him out cold. Then the guy gets up, goes back to get the cops.
How long did it take for the guy to get up? Wait.
Oh, maybe a minute or 2.
All right.
But the guy goes and gets the cops. Meanwhile, my dad goes back to his office, puts his 2 hearing aids in, puts his thick glasses on. And this guy was only 33, and the cop comes in, and this is the guy that hit you? They're laughing at it. So it's stupid.
This is part of your personal history, Jay.
That's part of my personal history. See how it goes? All right. Well, listen, we'll find out. No, we'll find out about your adventure in the dressing room with Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Right after this. More with me. Boxing aficionado model, Meg Ryan. Now, you mentioned you were in Tyson's dressing room. Now, how did that happen? Did you answer an ad on the internet? How did you get in there? How did you get into that?
No, so here's what happened. I don't know. But my friend and I got it in my head that I really wanted to take pictures of boxers.
Okay.
Because after the movie was over, there was all kinds of shots while we were making the movie. I thought, oh, that's beautiful. And so I started going around to all these little fights with my friend, and it's a little bit weird because I'm not a very good photographer. Anyway, so we went up to Shane Mosley's camp, and then we ended up in Vegas with Tyson, and I was my friend, like an AP reporter, I think one of Tyson's guys, and there's like Tyson, and I'm like closer, we were like this far apart.
Is he scary?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole time I'm thinking, what am I, how have I gotten myself into this? I don't know. But so there I am, I'm just taking this picture, and he's kind of ignoring me, and he's talking to the AP guy, and he's like hyping the fight with like Clifford Etienne. It was a while ago, so it was that fight in Memphis. And then he looks at me and he goes, I seen your mama's babies.
I seen your mama's babies?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't, Jay. So I keep the camera up because I feel like that maybe will protect me.
Oh, yeah,
like this far apart.
He'd never get around that.
No, I don't know what? And he goes, the lions and the tigers? So then I don't know, I'm sweating. I mean, I was so nervous because then the more I didn't understand, the more angry he got. He got angry and angry. And I'm thinking to myself, is it like, does he think I'm like an actor who has like a animal sanctuary? So I'm thinking, I'm saying to him, I'm not Brigitte Bardot. I don't know why I said that, because she's the only one I know. So then he said, yes, you are. My friend's going, why are you arguing with Mike Tyson? Insane. And I could barely keep the camera up, and every now and then. Anyway, so it finally turned out that, then someone said, no, it's Meg Ryan. And he said, no, it's not Meg. I like Meg a lot, but she's a great singer. But it was just so confusing. Anyway, it turned out that he thought, if I could tell you how awful it was. And he was great later on, but then it turned out that he thought my mom was Tippi Hedren.
Oh, so he thought you were
Melanie Griffith. And then when he found out I wasn't her, he kicked me out.
Wow. And I bet he had to throw you out because you don't take any grief.
He tossed me right out.
Okay. Now,
anyway.
Now you have some photos. These are pictures you took of Mike?
Actually, to prove I was actually there.
These are pretty good. Look,
they're not very good, Jay.
Oh, they're okay. Look at
but that's like how close I was to him.
Okay.
I look at that and I start to get really nervous.
Because he is something, when I met him one time, it was the same feeling I get when you look in the eye of like a tiger that's on the show.
Yeah.
No, in a real way, because you realize this guy is a real fighter. It's like, oh my God, this is frightening.
He was born into that body, but anyway, he was sweet to me in the end.
Now, as a woman, when you see these fighters, is that sort of a turn on, do you think? Or do you find fighters attractive? That sounds like a yes? Yeah, I do. This is I think when he started to get mad. Yeah, that's when he found out you weren't.
The lens I have it's not like a long lens. I'm right there, So.
Now this is, let me see.
That's what I started taking pictures of once he was
getting
mad.
This is after he hit you?
No. I started just taking pictures of his hands getting wrapped because I just couldn't look in his face. But then later, after he kicked us out, we went back in and we watched him spar, and he was very gracious and lovely to me in the end.
Oh, okay.
I have to say that because he was.
Now, what do you think about Foreman fighting again? What do you think about that? Do you have any opinion on that? George Foreman, he wants to fight again.
And give up the grill?
Yeah, the grill, yeah.
Who does he want to fight?
I don't know, but I read it's fascinating because he made his buyout on the George Foreman grill. He got $137 million, more than he ever made fighting.
Well, why would he want to?
I don't know. Maybe when you go into his dressing room.
Yeah.
He wants to fight Tyson, actually.
Oh. Do you think that should be allowed?
I don't know. I don't know. Now, in the movie, it's interesting because I never saw you dressed like this in the movie because you always wear these kind of clothes, and you have these
like regular.
You have like these sexy
Yeah.
Would sexy trashy be a good, sexy trashy be a good word?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like
trashy.
that, yeah, it's that kind of sexy,
But this is a character who really, really, you know, likes a lot of attention,
Yeah.
and you can't ignore how she sounds or
Yeah.
sort of how she looks. But yeah, they had to strap me into a couple of those.
Were you comfortable in those kind of outfits? Could you walk around the street in that kind of outfit?
Jay,
Those ones that
no,
are kind of cut
I mean,
out all over
yeah,
the place?
I kept a couple, but I still can't put them on because I can't figure out how to get into them.
Really?
So, like, it took a couple people to strap me in.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well, here, let's take a look. Here's a clip, here's a scene from the movie. This is a scene where, okay, this needs some stuff. You've just been a secretary to another boxing promoter, right?
Right, and she's taking up a dare, actually, and she's seen a guy with a lot of talent, and this is...
Tony Shalhoub, he's like the mobster that
Right.
runs all the fighters. Okay, let's
Right.
take a look.
What do you know about boxing? Executive assistant.
I know as much about boxing as either of you.
What's that mean?
Nothing, forget it.
Get it? You talk like you think you can do what I do.
Well, what's the point in thinking that? I don't have a boxer.
Do you think you can do what I do?
Possibly, if given a chance.
A chance, that's all you need.
Yeah, probably.
Green's contract. It's yours.
I can't afford it.
Oh, you can't afford it. I'll make it easy for you. It's yours for $1.
I don't have $1.
I'll lend you $1, Jackie.
Well, I just bought a boxer for $1.
There you go. Good job. Against the Ropes, it opens February 20th. Meg, I know you got to go. Your premiere's tonight, right?
Thank
I
you
know
so
you
much.
and Mike Tyson are going to premiere together, so he's coming to pick you up. I don't want to hang that up. We'll be right
Okay.
back with Veronica Veracova right after this. Meg Ryan.